The biggest risk investors face right now actually isn't the market, it's their own hubris.
Hi.
Adam Esmer,
That's
what's up
me.
today?
Hi, Elizabeth.
How's life?
Life is good. It's interesting. It's very, very interesting.
Tell me more.
Well, we've been talking about like what are the biggest risks for investors. And
we kind of sat here for a second. We were like, well, like some months I feel like we're running into these problems, and some months we're running into like these stuff. Like it changes.
it does.
But like, what resonates? What is the like end all be all like tone maybe that comes from investors?
I think the fundamental one is what is called the Dunning-Kruger effect.
Ooh, it sounds
It
fancy.
sounds so fancy.
It sounds so fancy. Tell me more.
So the Dunning-Kruger effect is basically you overestimate your ability in competence in a given area based on maybe limited experience.
Okay.
So you do one flip, and it goes perfectly well, exactly by the numbers. So guess what? You're a master flipper. And that's obviously not the case, right? You haven't really seen the action. You haven't seen the muck and the terror that can happen on a deal.
Well, I've always laughed that hard money lenders deem individuals experienced once they hit 5.
Yeah.
And I've done more than 5.
Yeah.
And I promise you, I am not experienced. Like, with all the confidence in the world. I am well enough aware that I have enough experience personally to be dangerous.
Yeah.
But that analogy, exactly, to be dangerous. And I think that happens very often in our space where, they get this slam dunk deal, which some, I would say, could be luck.
Or it could be family. Oh, grandma died and the family trust is going to give me a deal on this property, and all the numbers magically work because they sold it $30,000 under market value.
Grandma's real nice.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing is, so how do you mitigate that? How do you mitigate like overestimating? One is be humble and realize, hey, look, there's always room to learn and room to improve. But then the second thing is depend on your team and take advice. Yeah. And, when you're getting into this, you're a small business owner. And I can tell you, after babysitting small business owners in big banking for a long time, it's the hardest thing to take advice from people.
Yeah.
And so, but who do you take advice from? Well, there's the Loan Lounge. You can take advice from us. But really your team. So listen to your realtor, listen to your contractors, listen to your loan officer. We're all going to bring different perspectives to the table and different ways of thinking about it. So if there's an issue, maybe run it by each of us just because, even if it is like a home improvement contractor issue, just maybe mention it to your loan officer or to your realtor just to see if there's something that they're thinking of that maybe the contractor isn't thinking of.
Well, especially just in regards to like how the draw would have come out that way. Should you split it up into 2 categories so that you could get some of your money at one portion and some of your money at a separate portion? Because some of those, like, let's say a foundation could be pretty extensive, could be a large dollar amount, and some of those contractors require payments up front. So you may have to cut that out of your pocket. Maybe you split it into 2 categories. One, hey, we're going to fix, I don't know, we're going to put braces in. Once those braces are in, then we can fix the actual wall itself. Well, break that up into 2 categories so you can do 2 separate draws and help with your cash flow. Like, there's just so many like little things. Like, no offense to you borrowers, like, you're just the vessel.
Yeah.
It's getting us to all these places. But every one of these individuals that are on your team are experts in their field. Use them as experts in their field. Us being on the lending side, your attorneys helping you with your LLC docs and any partnership agreements that you're getting put together, to your contractor being knowledgeable about the project, and your realtor trying to keep track of ARVs and are you buying this at a great price, and insurance companies making sure you're insured correctly. All of these moving parts are essential. You will never, as you go through this process, you do tend to learn more and more and more. Financial literacy isn't great in the United States anyway, but you're never expected to know these loan products. This is above and beyond. You're definitely in AP finance when you're coming into this space. Like, this is not what you're expected to know. So lean on us and don't get too too big for your britches.
Don't get too uppity.
Yeah, it's
You know
okay.
what I mean? Like, I mean, realize your limitations and your lack of experience when it's there. And even if you do have 5 or even 10, it doesn't mean there isn't something that you can't learn, you know?
I always, if I get a newer investor that gets a deal with a little bit of hair on it, I always take the time to tell them that even our guys that do, let's just say 20 to 40 deals a year, those guys still run into problems.
Yeah.
Like they still have, like, some of this is unavoidable.
Yeah.
And so I always feel like that gives them, that helps with the maybe level of feeling of defeat in some capacity where they're just like, well, shit, how could I have avoided this? Well, some of it's unavoidable.
Yeah.
Like, it's just the nature of the beast and the risk that comes along with these type of transactions. But the more and more that you lean on these industry experts, the more that we can kind of protect you. I mean, hell, this is why I don't typically, and I believe you don't as well, typically offer blanket pre-approvals.
No.
Because you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
And the second I give you a blanket pre-approval, you're going to start making offers on this and that and all of these and whatever. And then all of a sudden, you're going to get all excited and you're going to throw a contract on my desk and I'm going to be like, yeah, that one doesn't get you the same terms as
the other one. Yeah.
And it could be because the property's in a rural location, or maybe you went from 1 to 4 family to 5+. Maybe the rehab's more than the purchase price.
Yeah.
Maybe
You get a bright idea of adding bedrooms and bathrooms onto something because it would be so cute.
it would be so cute. Or, hey, you want to turn this into alcohol treatment center.
Oh, yeah.
Which that's happening a ton lately.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not that we can't do it. It just changes the deal.
Yeah.
And it changes the numbers. And it may change your opinion of, is this a good deal in your eyes?
Mm-hmm.
All of these moving parts is why we're here. Text, call, tweet, carrier pigeon, whatever you need.
Holler at us. Yeah.
We're here to protect you and assist, but also lean on the rest of your partners to be successful.